Okay, 6th grade, welcome back from spring break. Our objective today is to start Chapter 8. So Zach, you have Chapter 8 packets. Just make sure at some point you take out your note packet. We're going to start that in about 5 minutes. Okay, so PSSA packet, starting with numbers 33 to 36. Number 33, it's hard to tell, but that is a letter D. That is correct. 34 is B. 35 is not right. 36 is A. Unless someone erased it. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, never mind. 35 is correct. It just got erased. So 35, quiet. 35 is D. So questions on 33 to 36, Matt? It's right up there. B. Oh, I got you. 34 is B. Anyone else on 33 to 36? I can come back if you need me to later. All right, next section, 37 to 42. 37 is C. 38 is A. 39 is C. 40 is C. 41 is A. 42 is D. You guys are on a roll. Good job. Questions on 37 to 42. Okay. 43 is not right. I shouldn't have spoke too soon. 44 is D. 45 is not right. 46 is not there. It should be D. So let me pause here for a second. 43, what should it be? Alyssa, it's your name. Do you want to answer it? Okay. 43, Emma H. Good. 43 should be D. And then 45, I'm guessing you guys just subtracted wrong. Adam, what should it be? Say it again? No. Justin? Yeah, it should be C. Okay, so let's just take a second and look at those. 45 I'll start with. If you look at the profit, or they ask you here, they tell you the profit is the difference between the income and the expenses. So you actually had to subtract each of those bars, the light one and the dark one. So for 1998, there was a 0% change, okay? For year 2000, there was a $5 profit. Is it dollars? Yeah, a $5 profit. 2002, there's a $10. Is it? Okay, thank you. I'm looking at dollars and didn't see the thousands. There's a $5,000 profit. In 2002, it's a $10,000 profit. 2004, it's a $15,000 profit. So basically, the profit goes up by $5,000 each year. Okay, so your answer is C because they ask you about 2006. So it's going to be a $20,000 profit. It's called extrapolation if you're estimating what's going to happen after that based on the data that you have. And then 43 just asked, which of the following measures should she calculate? If she earned it most frequently, that's the mode. Mode is always the number that occurs most frequently. Mary? Yes, actually, that's a good point. 1998, they kind of just broke even. They didn't even make a profit. But yeah, if we would calculate further, they would have lost $5,000. Yeah, it might have for all we know, right? Yeah, we're not sure. Okay, any other questions or comments on 43 to 46? Okay, 47 should be C. 48 is B. 49 is not right. 50 is A, 51 is C, 52 is D. What should 49 be? That was an easy one. You guys might have just read it wrong. Emma M? Good. It should be B. Okay. Any questions on 47 to 52? Okay. 53 is B. 54 is A. 55 is D. 56 is not right. 57 is not right. Okay, Charles, what do you have for 56? Okay, it is C, it's skew. If you could explain in your own words, what is skew? Donatus, what's skew? Good. They don't ever intersect, they're not parallel, and they're also not on the same plane. Is something you could add to that. Good. So that's skew. Basically, the lines just aren't related at all. Jeremy, what should 57 be? Good. Go ahead. Well, that was actually an educational guess then, since it didn't look like any of the other ones. That was a smart choice. And actually, that could happen on PSSAs. The ninth graders, we've been talking about this with Keystones. If you can eliminate at least 2 or 3 choices, that's a good time for you to say, okay, I'm going to make an educational decision here. Use your knowledge. If you've never heard of something before, but you know it's not the other 3 or the other 2, that's probably a pretty good guess. I don't want you just randomly guessing something, doing eeny, meeny, miny, mo, or just saying, hey, usually letter C is the most commonly chosen answer. This is what my ninth graders tell me. I have no clue, so I'm picking C. Well, why are you picking C? Well, just because. Okay, don't do that. Okay, learn from that. You need, they don't know why they do this. They just do this to drive me crazy. So make sure you have a reason for what you're choosing if you're not sure. Mary? Yeah. Yeah. Yep, this happens. Oh yeah, not a good idea. Okay, Jeremy, is this a question on the math? Let's hold off on the comment. Okay, 58 is C, 59 is A, 60 is D, 61 is B, 62 is B. So questions up to 62. Okay, 63 is D, 64 is B, 65 is D, 66 is A. Any questions up to 66? You guys just find this really easy, huh? You're all just kind of sitting there. Yeah, that's why we only spent 2 days on it. Okay, so 67A, Mario has 14 hours, Lydia has 16 hours, and B is, of course, Lydia. Common sense. Now, on a problem like this, let me just make a comment. I don't know if you can kind of see mine, but you should write out in a complete sentence or 2 complete sentences what you did to find it. I know it was pretty straightforward, but anytime you have an open-ended, please explain it in your own words using complete sentences. Brian, where's your PSSA packet? Okay. So anyways, just be thorough here. They want you, I'd rather you have more than less. Okay, I know some of you guys are not very good at showing work, but on the open-ended, please show your work. Okay. Okay, 68. Okay, letter A should be segment TV. Letter B should be 25.12 centimeters. Letter C should be 50.24 centimeters squared. Annalise. Yep. You never name a segment with 3 letters. Okay, a plane you name with 3 letters, but a segment, diameter, whatever, you always just use 2 capital letters. It's a good question. Anyone else up through 68? Okay, 69. X is 87. Letter B. Okay, you could say that. What did you use to solve it? You used the inverse. The opposite operation of multiplication is division. And then you could put it back in. Anyone say anything else for B? Matt, what did you say? Good. Doug, what did you say? Okay. Annalise, what did you say? Yeah, I put something like that. Good. You could even just kind of check it, plug it back in. I know this is a really easy equation to solve, especially with the hard ones we did, but they want you to explain. They want to know that you can explain your work. Charles? Yeah. Yeah, don't say that. Especially with you guys that you're way beyond a lot of this stuff. Okay. Yeah, but make sure you explain in detail what you did and how you got it. Even if you're like, oh, this is just common sense. Well, it's not common sense to most 6th graders. So explain it. Jeremy? Yeah, don't say that. All right, 70 is not up here. And actually, let me move this. Okay, So 70, letter A. Let's just go in order here. Justin, angle J corresponds to what? Good. So I'm just going to put them in order here. Doug, angle D corresponds to what? Good. Annalise, angle L corresponds to what? Good. Emma H, side AB corresponds to what? Good job. Just kidding. Matt, side CD corresponds to what? Good. Alyssa, side MJ corresponds to what? Good job. Okay, so that was for letter A. Letter B, write a proportion for finding the length of JK. So let's see, Sean, what's your proportion for letter B? Perfect, that's one. Anyone do any of the other proportions? Charles, what did you do? Perfect, that works as well. Anyone else? Okay, and then letter C. Adam, what'd you get for letter C? Good. Nice job putting the units on there. Okay, questions on that one? Okay, 71. Jeremy, what did you get for letter A? Mary, letter A? Good. And was that experimental or theoretical probability? Just because I'm asking. Good. Do you remember why it was experimental, or do you know why? There you go. They give you the results of an experiment, and that's really all you need to say. I'm asking that because they could ask you, is this theoretical or experimental? Explain. Sean? No. They ask you that a purple will be drawn next. There's 5 purple. There's 50 total. So no, because you're using the data they have to find the probability that it would occur again. I understand what you're doing, but it's very simple. Don't make it complicated. It's just regular basic experimental probability, which means you're using the data that you already have. Okay, letter B was a little tricky. Justin, what did you get? X equals what? 3 could work. Anyone get another answer? Matt? Okay. Anyone else? I'm going to put about 3. Anyone get anything different for letter B? Charles? Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what I did. Yep, good job. Okay, any questions on anything that we went over in this packet? Okay, you guys are supposed to start your PSSAs the week of the 8th. Did they give you guys specific, yeah, that's next week. Did they give you guys specific days yet? Okay, when they do, can someone from each school let me know your schedule? No, you're still coming, but I just want to know your schedule so I make sure I don't give you too much homework. Okay, so when you do know your schedule, please, I just need one person from each elementary school to just report that to me so I can jot it down. I also want to give you some strategies later this week, just about eating a good breakfast, checking things over. I'm sure you've heard it in your regular math class. Have they talked about PSSAs? Okay. Okay, I'm going to talk through some strategies with you this week. I've been doing it with the 9th graders. They have a big Keystone test coming up next month. So I'll kind of talk through that with you later this week. Briar? Okay, good. You're going to hear it again from me. It doesn't hurt to hear it twice. It'll be a warm-up one day this week. Alrighty, time to start chapter 8. We'll see how far we get. Okay, chapter 8. Okay, I'll wait till you guys get your notes. So I know a lot of you guys have been asking me, you know, when are we going to learn about the PSSAs? When are we going to learn about graphs? When are we going to learn about functions, plotting points, how to graph, how to get equations into y equals form? Well, this is when we're doing this. You guys are going to be introduced to the function man today if there's time. Basically, what I have up on the board are some examples of linear functions that I just randomly Googled, and a bunch of them pop up. This is the most basic function that you will learn, okay? It's the easiest one to graph. I told you guys a little bit at the beginning of the year. In Algebra 1, you'll learn how to graph a quadratic function. Okay, in Algebra 2, you'll learn how to graph a cubic function and an absolute value function. In Trig Pre-Calc, you'll learn how to graph more of the sine, cosine, more of the trigonomic functions. So don't think that this is a difficult one. This is the first one. It's the most basic one, okay? It is always a function, and I'm going to show you why, at least start today to show you why. So we're going to use graphs to represent relations and functions. Okay, you're on the first page of your tan note packet. Please make sure your name is on both packets. Okay, a relation is just a pairing of numbers in one set. Basically, a relation is just the ordered pairs. So we're in the tan note packet on the first page. And again, you can jot down whatever makes sense to you. Okay, second word, domain. The x values in a relation. I want you to write underneath it, another word for domain is the independent variable. So domain, the x values in a relation. Domain is always the independent variable. Now, I'm going to take this a step further. The domain is typically time. Your x value, which is your independent variable, something you can't control, okay? We know how many hours in a day. We know how many minutes are in a day. We know how many seconds are in a day. We can't change that. So your domain, which is your independent variable, is something that we cannot control. It is completely independent of anything else. Range are the y values in a relation. These are the dependent values. Range are the y values in a relation. These are the dependent values. So someone's weight, how much they weigh, might depend on how many weeks have passed. Maybe someone's trying to lose weight for something. Their weight is dependent on the time, okay? Because it depends on, well, how long have they been dieting? You know, you can't lose 20 pounds in it. Well, you shouldn't be able to lose 20 pounds in a day unless you're completely crazy, right? So your y value, which is your range, okay, is always called the dependent variable. It's always dependent upon something, okay? Your gas in a car, okay, depends on how long you've been driving or the amount of miles you've been driving, right? Okay, so anytime you think of range, which is a y value, it's going to be dependent upon something. Mary? That's why I said if you're completely crazy, yes. Kind of bizarre. Yeah, that's why I hesitated when I said you shouldn't, but who knows, right? We have some crazy people in this world. Correct. To be healthy, correct. Okay, so domain is x. Independent also means domain. Range is y. Dependent means range, which is y. Have you guys heard of those words? Some of you yes, some of you no. Okay. Very important words in algebra. You will see these throughout all your math classes in high school. Okay, input is another name for x. So I'm just throwing at another name for independent and for x and for domain. Okay, your input is each number in the domain. These are the x values. Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's an honest. Good job. Yes. So, and I'm going to show you this with the function man. I don't always do that, Adam, just when I'm at school. I don't like when germs go everywhere. Okay, so that's input. So yeah, as Donatus said, output is each number in the range, which are the y values. I always think of this as you typically plug the x values in to get an answer, which is the y value. X goes in, y comes out. X goes in, y comes out. So with the function man, which I'll show you after this slide, that will help you to see and remember the input and output values. Okay, X is domain, X is input, X is independent. Y is range, Y is dependent, Y is output. There are 3 names for each variable. Okay, I guarantee your first quiz in this chapter, I will ask you that in some way or some form. Okay, 3 names for each variable. All right, here's the function man. Okay, so I'm going to show you what the function man is used for. Basically, the point of this is so you understand what an input and what an output value does, and also what an X value, what a Y value, which is independent and dependent variables do. Okay, Emma H, come on up here, please. Oh, never mind, you're blowing your, when you're done blowing your nose. I didn't realize you were standing over there. Okay, Emma H, I want you to come over here, say hi to the function man, and I want you to take the 2 and put it in the input. This big 2 up there, I want you to put your hand on it and drag it into in. So Emma H is taking an X value of a 2, put it in the in box. Okay, and then push it down. You're pressing too hard, but that's okay. Okay, 2 goes in. I got it, you're good. 2 goes in, 5 goes out. What happened? The input was 2, the output was Y. Sean, what happened? Yeah, it added 3. Okay, so that was the 2. Okay, Charles, come on up. I want you to take the 5 or the 4, put it in the input. Very cool. All right, Charles threw the 4 in the input. 7 is the output. So Adam, what happened? Good, it added 3. Okay, Jeremy. We still have more. Jeremy, I want you to come up. You're going to put the 5 in. So based on the rule, the 5 is up here. Wait, hold on. Let me move this. Charles got this moved up. Okay. What do you guys think is going to happen if the 5 goes in? Annalise? Come on, Jeremy. Let's go. Okay, good. Thank you. That's good. Leave it there. All right, so input, okay? Your X value is going to get plugged into a function. The Y value is going to be what you solve for. All these numbers were the X values. These were your input values. All these were the Y values, which are your output values. What the X is, okay, what the Y is depends upon what the X was. The X is independent. So what this Y value is depends on what the input value was. Doug? Yes. So the hat, just underneath the hat tells us the rule was +3. Now, I should make them harder, but I didn't make him, I just tweaked him. Annalise, I'll tell you where I got him.
Well, since like you said, since the Y depends on the X.
Yep.
Y is
Correct. You know, I went to a math conference 2 years ago, and someone gave us this presentation of the function man. So I really liked him, so I made him part of this chapter for you guys. Okay. He is a little bit, but I still like him. All right, let's try one more. Annalise, I want you to come up, take a number, put it into the input. Okay, so 8 goes in. So 5 comes out, Annalise. What's one thing that could happen? Okay, there's one possibility. Donatus, come on up. We'll leave the 5 here, actually. All right, Donatus. So there's a 4. So Donatus, what was the roll there? -3. Okay. Sean, come on up. I know. Okay, 5 goes in. There's the 2 as your output. Sean, what happened? Good. Adam, can you move his hat? I know you guys just like to go up to the smart board. Good. So -3 is the roll if we tip his hat. So anyways, not that this is a hard function to figure out, but just so you know the role, okay, you understand input, output, independent, dependent. There's a lot of vocabulary in this chapter. Okay, so let's take a look back to the boring notes. Okay, let's take a look at example 1. Okay, we have input and we have output. So Justin, can you list the domain values for us? Good. How did you know that? Awesome. X is input, X is domain, so we're just listing them. Alyssa, can you list the range values for us? Good job. And actually, what is the one, Alyssa, that goes here? Good. They added 3 to each of them. So 33 is that last one. Okay, the point of this problem is just so you can list domain and range values. I don't need you to write the role of the function. Now, to take this a step further, there is an equation that matches this function. Does anyone know what the equation is that matches this function? Adam, do you know?
I think 1/2x plus 24%.
You're really close. Y equals 1/2, which is 3/2, x plus 24. That's the answer. You do not need to know this. I figured some of you guys were thinking about that. The role of this function is 1.5 times x plus 24. Very good, Adam. Very good. Sitting in the front here is good for you. Okay, so eventually we're going to write equations for functions, which I'm going to show you how to do. Okay, let's go to, I'm actually going to skip that. That's too easy. Okay, go to where it says function. Okay, in about, I don't know, a third of the way down the page, the word function is there. I want to end class here with at least talking about this. The definition of a function is for each input, there is exactly one output. About a third of the way down your page, you see the word function. For each input, there is exactly one output. The function is 1-to-1. Okay, a function, for each input, there's exactly one output. Okay, so I'm going to kind of ask you guys. Is that a function based on that definition? Don't yell it out, just raise your hand if you know. Is that a function based on that definition? Does each input have exactly one output? Doug, what do you think? Okay. Charles, what do you think? Okay. Mary, what do you think? Okay. Matt? Okay. It's not. Anyone thinking no and want to explain why? Shh. I'm surprised I actually caught you guys on something here. Breyer? No, it's not a stem and leaf plot. It's a table. These are X's. These are Y's. Justin? No, that's one way. Yeah, you can explain it that way. Annalise? That is, yeah, that is what he said. That's kind of the reason. Donatus? Nope. Sean? Thank you. Every X should have one Y value. Look, guys, the X is repeated, but they go to different Y values. That is not a function. I'm going to talk a lot about that tomorrow, but I want you to think about this. If the X repeats and they go to different numbers, it is not a function. Every X can only have one Y value for it to be a function. Very important concept in algebra / pre-algebra. Every X has to have one Y value. Charles? Yeah. Thanks, Charles. I'm glad you grabbed it. I just want to borrow your homework packet. Oh, can you show me your homework? All right, so I cannot show you any more, thank you, about a function right now. Just give me 1 second to tell you guys your homework, which is probably not going to be much. Do you really? All right, all I want you to do, that's what I figured. Thank you, Adam. Okay, because I ran out of time, I'm not going to give you homework on what a function is. I need to talk more about it. Practice 8.1. numbers 1 to 6. That's all, because I didn't teach you enough. Nope, 1 to 6. All right, so that's all. Annalise,
Wait, how do we get 5 and 6?
did you read the directions?
Yeah.
Just plot them. That's all. Yep. Okay, guys. Briar, you okay? You had your hand up. Sure. All right, guys, you can get packed up. Tomorrow, we'll talk more about what a function is.